Africa Rise is a movement of young Africans with a vision of a reconciled, a transformed, and a hopeful Africa. The first project of Africa Rise consists of musical albums that talk about the beauty, the wealth, and the celebration of different African cultures. This movement seeks to invite all young Africans into a commitment to make Africa a prosperous continent where God feels at home. But where did all this start?
Siku moja vita itaisha, mauaji yatakoma kwetu, tutapata amani.
The Ministry of Peace Building through arts and music started in Rwanda after the genocide against the Tutsi in 1994. In 2000, we recorded the first album, Mana Chizuru Rwanda, which means God Healed Rwanda.
This ministry started in Rwanda after the genocide, and then first of all people were very wounded, and then my work was to bring church leaders together and to take them through a workshop so that they can bring out their pain, their trauma, anger, bitterness, and then we could help them find healing at the cross.
2 years later, we recorded a Kids Hope album called Rabagirana Rwanda, which means Shine Rwanda. We recorded yet another album called Hahirwa Ishyanga, which means Blessed are the People of God, in 2004. We conducted the same in other countries as well. In Burundi, we recorded Twarahawe Kumurika, which means we have been called to shine. In Kenya, we've so far recorded 2 albums. The first one is called We Are One, and the second, City on a Hill. In Ivory Coast, we've so far recorded only 1 album called Per Gerima Nation.
All the albums that we made, they were concerned with the issues within one country. So Kenyans were singing for Kenya and looking at Kenya, and also the theme was a bit smaller because we were thinking mainly about conflict, about ethnic conflict, genocide, and it was more on the social level.
Africa is considered on one side a dark continent plagued with HIV and AIDS, tribal wars, high level of poverty, drought, and human trafficking. On the other side, the same continent is announced to be the redeemer of the world, as it was in the past during the time of Abraham, Moses, and Jesus, who all took refuge in North Africa.
Africa Rise is something new. It's not something I've been involved with before because it involves young Africans coming from many nations together. And that's a unique thing in itself. So there are different languages, different cultures, and yet there's a shared passion to see healing, to speak out as Christians against injustice and other issues, to make our voices as Christians heard across Africa.
Africa Rise is a musical project that has brought together musicians from over 5 countries.
But this one is about Africa. First of all, it is a larger album, and then now we are talking about Africa. And the idea is that many young people today, they are running away from Africa. And look, even the older people, we don't have many positive stories about Africa. And as if Africa has never existed as a glorious continent. So this album celebrates Africa as a continent and our African identity. It's very important that we recognize the gift of God to this continent. It's more than ethnic reconciliation or tribal reconciliation, because we also talk about peace in general. We talk about poverty. We talk about young people who go to the diaspora because they're so hopeless. We talk about governance, the need for servant leaders. And so the themes are a whole spectrum. They are different. And then also the singers. So they are not only people from one country. Now we had to bring people from different countries. We have 7 countries in this project, and then all of them young musicians. So coming together, spend them together, looking at the songs together, discussing about styles and cultures. That was also very, very, very unique.
Besides being famous for roaming animals and jeep safaris, Africa is also a home to the longest river in the world, the River Nile. Nelson Mandela dreamt of an Africa which is in peace with itself. What is the dream you have for Africa?
The dream I have for Africa is a united Africa, a well-developed Africa, and an Africa that has a true identity.
Le rêve que j'ai, c'est voir une Afrique où les gens sont éduqués, où le taux d'éducation est plus ou moins suffisant pour que nous ayons des jeunes informés sur comment le monde évolue et qui seront à même de penser le monde dans le contexte.
My dream for Africa really is reach out to other countries with the gospel.
Je veux que l'Afrique soit unie. Je veux que l'Afrique soit comme le vrai berceau de l'humanité, là où le monde entier peut avoir le refuge.
My dream for Africa is, I'm always praying for God just to raise more young people that have the zeal for the things of God.
Et je veux dire à l'Afrique que Dieu a mis en elle un potentiel. Elle doit être confiante de cela, pour pouvoir en bénéficier.
We all have part to play to make this continent restored and renewed. What is your part in that dream?
I believe I am gifted in the world of music. Therefore, I want my giftings, to minister, not only in my country, Zimbabwe, but to reach, everywhere.
I believe that I have a message that God has given me concerning the peace, prosperity, healing of Africa. I believe that my part is to bring this message, to raise this awareness through music.
My part comes from, I think, Matthew, to go out there to preach the gospel. 2 things in the commission. It says to teach and to go out there. Those are 2 things that are really in my heart. To be people who reach out to others, and not only reach, but to teach and disciples.
My part is to spread this message of love and hope and reconciliation through music.
Ma part de responsable, à travers ma voix, dit à l'Afrique, elle a de l'espérance.
Je chante les chansons de la paix. C'est ma contribution.
Jeunes Africains, moi personnellement, je dirais aux jeunes de toujours être des gens ambitieux, compétitifs et aspirants.
We have potential, They're very, very talented people and very, very intelligent people, and some have the best education. And then we need now to take responsibility and do something about our problems.
And for the youth, you want to use user-friendly means to reach them. And that's how we came up with a domain of art, that is music, drama, poetry, and the message of reconciliation is repackaged in those formats, and that's how we reach the youth using such formats.
We need to be united. We need to be one.
Let's go back to the word. Let's stay in the word. Let's meditate upon his word, and all these other things that we are chasing after, that we are pursuing, they will follow.
C'est une bénédiction du fait que nous sommes créés en Afrique et nous devons faire tout pour prendre l'Afrique en charge en tant que ses enfants.
I think going out of Africa was a thing that we grow up with, where we saw outside as better than Africa. But the truth of the matter is that Africa is the place to be. Yeah, come back home. This is the place, and as a saying, grow where you are planted. Africa needs your giftings. Come back with all your gifts and all your resources, all the skills that you've learned outside, and come and use them back home.
La jeunesse africaine qui vit à la diaspora, qui se souviennent qui sont les Africains. Et sur les Africains, il faut penser un jour retourner pour bâtir. Bâtissons l'Afrique. Bâtissons l'Afrique et nous pouvons faire l'Afrique le paradis du monde.
What a beautiful world. God has given us the land full of wonders and beautiful creation. Brothers and sisters, let's come together. Cause there is room for us all.
When you talk about challenges, how do you recruit people? It was easier for those who have been involved in with us in other projects, but some it is the first time. So they were on different levels, the musicians. In their hearts, not all of them have found healing. So we had also to work on the heart issue and then also help them to get the vision, because most of the young people, they are not yet at the level of understanding that Africa is our place. We have many who want to go to Europe, to America. So help them get the vision was also a very big challenge. But finally, we thank God because now we see the excitement. And then another one was financial. But also thank God because some of these people came, they are not asking for any payment. And then also some organizations also supported us. But it was a very big challenge. So we thank all the people who just donated. So cultural differences are also very challenging for the people to meet and be united in the same vision for a short period of time. That was also another challenge. And then the process itself was a bit complicated because we had to do, in a short period of time, arrange the songs and learn them and go to the studio. That was also a big challenge. But at the end, we thank God it was like a miracle to see the outcome.
Through my childhood, entered the world of others, and every route I took led me to hurting others. Do I really have any reason to leave? Is there a future, anything to believe? Child soldier, it's time to rise. It's fine to cry, but the future is bright. Hope is restored, it's over, and the peace of
The release of these songs will mark the inauguration of a platform where young Christians will be able to share stories, ideas, songs, prayers, and artistic displays with the purpose of bringing healing and hope to our beloved Mother Africa.
Together